Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Healing with Candace show. This show is sponsored by N5D.com and my good friend, Greg Prescott. Thank you so much, Greg, for making this show possible. Today is the 2nd of August, 2017, and I'm here with my partner in crime, Michelle Walling. We're putting together this fabulous event down in Sarasota this coming October 6th and 7th, 2017, and I'm welcoming her today to talk about some of the details of that event. Welcome, Michelle.
Hi, Candace. So nice to see you again, and I can't wait for this exciting event. We're gonna uncover some of the things that we're gonna be doing there on this show. I thought it'd be a good idea if we just met and shared the excitement of the conference and what it actually is, because I think people may have a misconception that it's only for practitioners, and that's not true.
No, it's not. This conference is for everyone and anybody who's interested in shifting their consciousness. It just so happens that we quantum healers are really into that. And we get together with each other, and they're all showing up in droves. And one of the things that we've released today on Facebook, and we will also put on this video as well, is a little graphic image, a poster that's listing just some of the practitioners that are making their names available for the public to see, to contact before even getting down to Sarasota in case they want to arrange having a session with them.
Yeah, that's a new thing that we just did, and I'm really glad that you put that together. Thank you. So anyone who wants to come to the conference, if you're interested in quantum healing, or if you're interested in raising your vibration, or in advancing your consciousness, this is the conference for you. When we put these conferences on, we have the galactic crew showing up in support and, on the other side of the veil, including, I would imagine, the dream team of Dolores Cannon and all of the ones that she works with on the other side.
Emoto
and Einstein.
Water there.
And Einstein. I know Emoto's going to have a great time here. So you've attended many conferences. You've been a speaker at conferences as well. Just from your experience, you have felt the energy vibration of what it's like to be around like-minded people sharing information and truth. What does that feel like?
You really can't almost describe it unless you're amongst those and doing this. You can talk about it, of course you can, but something happens when all around you, surrounding you, people are talking about doing, feeling, discussing, and excited about the same things that you are. It lifts you up in a way that's people are almost giddy. My arm hairs are standing up.
I do too.
just thinking about it. And of course, some of my very first experiences with this had to do with gathering in Arkansas with Dolores Cannon practitioners during classes or the conferences there that she would have when she was alive. And in the hotel, practitioners would get together and they would swap sessions with each other, or they would do sessions for other people, members of the public who came to these conferences. And what we found was people were walking down hallways and in elevators kind of in this bliss state, and you'd get around them, and I was talking about light, and you were talking about the city of light, and I said, we're going to light up the hotel. And just being there, even if you don't have a session, but you could, just being there, you will benefit from everybody else who is doing one.
Well, the energy of Sarasota itself is amazing, with 99.9% quartz crystal sand beaches. Also, Greg and I have shared information on the prism of light that was anchored in Sarasota in 2008. So there's an energetic bubble around us as well. It helps for us to be able to tap into higher consciousness here. And that is manifesting into Sarasota City of Light project that Greg and I are working on in cooperation with the Cosmic Center of Spiritual Light here in Sarasota with Reverend Sharon Elizabeth James. we added Sharon Elizabeth as a speaker at the very end on Saturday to do an anchoring light meditation, which was something I was called to do about 6 months ago. I got a download that one of the most important things we can be doing is anchoring the light into the planet to help the planet shift her frequency so that we as a collective, and so Earth, can shift out of this reality into a new reality. So that's important to anchor the light, and that's why I'm proud to say that she's joining us in an introduction as a partner with N5D, as well as your everything that you do. You've partnered with N5D as well. One of the biggest projects that you have that I want to mention here is this this practitioner website that you have. Can you tell the listeners a little bit about that?
Sure. It's our directory. It's the Healing Practitioners Directory. It started out supporting those who'd taken Dolores Cannon's training and were QHHT practitioners, but we have expanded because, let's face it, many of those practitioners have taken all kinds of other classes and do all kinds of other things, and some of them have even created their own modalities. A very popular one and famous one these days is Alva Weinman, one of our speakers. And so our directory is out there to support you as a practitioner, as an energy worker, a light worker, a coach, anybody who does anything like this. Our directory is open to you, and it's easy to use, and it's affordable, and it allows you to be authentic and integral all in your own practice and in your own work. And it's available, of course, online, and it's easily accessible online to anybody. And part of what we're doing is having practitioners on the directory talk about everything that they do on there. And it's even searchable by things like location, language, modality. You can, for example, you can say, my mother just speaks Chinese, and she's going to be in Indianapolis this particular weekend, and she wants to have a QHHT session, but maybe an EFT session as well. Believe it or not, on our directory, you can go to it and you can say, I'm looking for a Chinese-speaking practitioner in this particular city with somebody who does this particular method. And that's pretty cool. And as far as I know, that doesn't exist out there anywhere. And we're bringing that to all of you out there who might be interested in helping others in this way.
Well, I'm on there, and I think it's great. So thank you for providing that. What I'd like to do is let's just give a little overview of what people can expect when they come to the Quantum Healing Beyond 5D conference. We're going to start out on Friday night, the 6th, with a meet and greet, and you'll just check in. You'll use the name that you registered with on your PayPal account. There are no hard tickets to this conference. We've gone all electronic, all quantum. So you just simply pay through PayPal, and the name on the PayPal account is what you'll check in with. And we have a little hors d'oeuvre thing set up for you Friday night, and we're going to talk a little bit before we do a sound healing. We have a lady here by the name of Carol Hall, and her friend Ed Russell do the sound bath. I've been to the Unity Church in Venice and experienced this. They have probably 50 different bowls and gongs and chimes and all kinds of things that they use. It's absolutely amazing. So you're going to get a sound bath. And then Candace, you're going to be giving a group regression. Tell us a little bit about what that's about.
Well, I've been doing group regressions for just about 10 years now, and I've tried all kinds of different ones, and I already have one bubbling up in my consciousness that seems to make sense to use when we are all gathered in the City of Light of Sarasota. Here's what's fun about group regressions. Once again, it's another group thing. It's a connection thing, and the people in the room tend to have at least some sort of similarities, even if you've never met the person next to you. Because you're all gathered in the same place, something about that amplifies. And It's astonishing what can happen in a group regression. They're quite brief. There's not interaction going on. It's all within your own head while somebody, in this case being me, leading the session. I will be talking and everyone else will have their eyes closed, having an experience of some kind. But they can be outrageously powerful, especially in a group like this. One of the first ones that I've ever experienced was in Dolores Cannon's class, or in her conferences. And there would be people, I would watch the room, there'd be people in the room bawling afterwards, some of whom would have healings happen right then and there, just from a few minute group regression thing. And those stories continue. I hear them over and over again. Of course, you can never know what's really going to happen to you personally for that time. But these kinds of things are transformational, and happening in a place like the hotel during a conference like this, you just don't know what's going to happen. And I already kind of did a practice of what I think this group regression will be here in Wichita with a group, and it was pretty astonishing. So I think we're going to do something like that that Friday night, and maybe a little more.
Well, that's what you call quantum healing right there. You just show
Exactly.
up and it happens.
Yeah.
So, okay. Really looking forward to that. And that kind of starts off our conference. You know, I've had one-day conferences now for a couple of years, so I'm excited to have a 2-day conference where we can really get to know each other the day before and get a lot of the questions out of the way. And because people just want these conferences to last forever because they feel like they're home and with their family. So Saturday morning, we'll gather around 9 o'clock to 9:30. And then at 9:30, I'll come on and introduce everyone and do a little short speech. And then you're going to come on and do a little short speech. And then we have Andrew Martin and Katya together. And the reason why you chose them together is because they seem to really feed off of each other and feed each other in spirit and in energy. And they're so closely connected.
I found out about Andrew in a couple different ways. Katya and I have been friends for quite a while. We both worked along with Dolores Cannon's team when she was alive. But I knew that Andrew, I saw a session that another colleague of ours, Aurelian Rado, did up in, I think, the Seattle area. And that got published, and we shared that session. And all of a sudden, Andrew Martin's on my radar. Next thing I know, he and Katya are doing videos together. And I watched a few of them on YouTube. And the back and forth and the feeding and the exchange of energy that they have is so unique and so lovely. And I thought it would be a whole lot of fun to have them at the conference. And what's even more fun is, you know, they're going to be standing up on stage together. So some of that special magic that they have, they're going to be offering as a team for us in Sarasota, something a little different than, you know, individual speakers all down the road.
I think it's a brilliant idea. I just interviewed Andrew and put the video up on N5D as well as the Cosmic Awakening Show Sarasota event page on cosmicawakeningshow.com/events. Actually, you could go to cosmicawakeningshow.com/quantum healing beyond 5D, I think. Anyway, you can get there from the homepage.
Yeah.
So, yes, and you're going to be interviewing Andrew and Katya coming up, so that will also be released as well, and people can get a little preview of this energetic balance exchange situation going on between the two. So that's a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. So we'll take a lunch, like an hour and 15-minute lunch that's provided with your ticket. And so it's a light buffet lunch. If you have any restrictions on diet, you'll want to, you know, think about an alternative, maybe go to Whole Foods and pick something up or whatever. You know, we just do the best we can to provide, you know, a snack for everyone. And so we all have a nice grounded lunch and come back. And at 1:30 for an hour, we'll hear Heather Shea. And you just interviewed Heather, and I uploaded that interview on the Cosmic Awakening Show's event page as well. So you can get an introduction to Heather. She's also, you can find that video on Candace's YouTube or N5D. We put it out everywhere. We try to reach as many people as possible. Then we'll take a break, and then I am going to do something different. I'm going to interview Sion Chua live, a Cosmic Awakening show, as part of the event. So you'll get to be behind the scenes to see how one of my shows is taped. We'll also have some question and answer at the end. Now, I just interviewed Sion the other night, 2 nights ago, and I will have that video up for you in the next couple of days. We talk about the dark side of things a little bit, but we really need to get information out there so that practitioners who are literally dealing with dark entities can know that there's nothing to fear and know exactly what to do when that situation arises. And not everyone deals with those. And Dolores was one of those who didn't have that in her reality. And that was just part of what she was here to do, had nothing to do with talking about the dark. But we do have people who run across that. And Sion and I talked about that on our show. However, at the conference, we're going to talk about different things that have to do with her method and what's different about her method than when she first started. And that's really the gist of the main idea of what we wanted to do for this conference, is show how you can be trained in something and you can take what you know, and with your intuition and with your experience with the client and with your higher self joining you, you began to change the way that you do your sessions. And we want to kind of go over what's worked and what doesn't work. So if you're and this covers all kinds of healings, not just the quantum healing method with the hypnosis, but it covers even in my life coaching, it's very quantum because I'm tuning into my client's energy field when I'm getting information to give to them. So it's very exciting. Now, Alba Weinman is our last speaker of the day, and she has become very popular on YouTube and has gotten permission from her clients to record their sessions and put them up so practitioners can learn about these disembodied entities, the healings that she does in that respect, also thought forms that have that the client has created, and also fascinating information about Earth, the new Earth, past lives. It's all there in Alba's videos. So we're very excited to bring her to talk about that. Then, like I mentioned before, we have the 6:30 to 7 o'clock anchoring light meditation from my partner, Sharon Elizabeth James, as I want to make sure that people understand that we are the ones that we've been waiting for, and we are doing the work that will shift the earth, and that does include anchoring the light.
Very good. Very good.
I want to talk.
Go ahead.
I want to talk about the hotel.
Yes.
We've had events at this Holiday Inn at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport before. The staff is very professional. The rooms are nice. The lobby's gorgeous. The restaurant and bar area are wonderful. The catering is outstanding. And if you're flying into Sarasota Bradenton Airport, they have a free shuttle, and there's also a code. If you what I suggest you do is you go on Expedia or Priceline, whatever you're used to using, and check out the rate. And then you can also, it's a $129 rate that we've secured for the group. If you can get a better rate, just book through somebody else. Otherwise, there's a place on the website, on the web page for the event. You just click, it says click here, and that will that has a code embedded, and you can go straight to the Holiday Inn website and book your room. If you are flying in, you might consider flying into Tampa if you get a better rate and a direct flight. A lot of flights coming into Sarasota Bradenton have to stop over in Atlanta or another hub. But if you come straight into Tampa, you have a couple options on how to get to the Holiday Inn. You can take an Uber. I've taken an Uber for, I can't remember how much it was, maybe $60 or $70 with a tip. You can take a cab, which is going to cost you around $120. You can take a ride share if you plan it in advance. Just look up ride share for Tampa, TPA, Tampa Airport, or you can just rent a car for your weekend. I do want to mention that on Sunday we have, there's a free drum circle, public drum circle every Sunday. And so many people who are staying over from the conference will be attending, going to the beach Sunday, and then going to the free drum circle, which starts about an hour before sunset, maybe a little earlier, a couple hours before sunset in the summertime, because it's set so late. And even in the early fall, which is October. And it's wonderful because the drumming and just the feel of the sand and being by the ocean and receiving the negative ions and the people dancing in the drum circle and everything is just, it's just a great vibe, and it's really part of the experience of being here. So I highly recommend that you go. Of course, you'll need to provide your own transportation there. We don't have a big bus where we're going to bus everyone. So let's see, what am I missing? Let me just scroll down and make sure that I have everything. Let's talk about...
While you scroll, I just want to mention this. You know, for those of you who follow Greg Prescott or in 5D and all of his amazing beach photos and, you know, sand photos and water photos, this is what this place is. And Greg will be there, and that energy will be there. And I'm going, you know.
Yeah, we'll be there. Greg will be there. Greg will be at the conference as well. Yeah. I guess we'll let him in.
Yeah,
he's here with me right now. Yeah, actually,
he lights up a room. You guys,
he does.
You guys both light up rooms, and we're gonna light up that hotel. We're gonna light up the city. Yeah. So let's see. What else do we need to tell everyone, Michelle?
Well, you have a list right now, and a picture that you made of 15 practitioners that are going to be providing sessions, quantum healing sessions. A lot of these practitioners do other things other than quantum healing or hypnosis. So what you want to do in order to book a session with someone as a part of the package of, you know, the experience of coming to the conference and coming to Florida is get on the Cosmic Awakening Show site, and you can see I have a few of them there, but Candace will be posting that on the practitioner site. And almost everyone that's on this poster that I'm going to be posting on the site as well is a practitioner. The best way to check out everything they do is to go to the Quantum Healing Practitioners site, and Candace will put a link in the below in the YouTube comments on how to get on that site. Check out their names, see what kind of things they do, and contact them directly to schedule your session. They'll either have it in your hotel room if you chose that, or in a hotel room that they provide for it, or perhaps they could come up to the Cosmic Center of Spiritual Light and rent a room. It's going to be up to you and the practitioner as to where you hold your session and what time. But this is a great opportunity to have all these people together to choose from, especially if you're flying in or driving from, you know, from another part of Florida or close around Georgia or whatever. It's a great opportunity to have all these at your fingertips.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure a lot of quantum healing practitioners will be swapping sessions as well, but it's really easy to find our directory, quantumhealingpractitioners.com, and you can just even put in, maybe you just remember somebody's first name. Guess what? All you have to do is put that in there, and the list will show you. And 3 of our speakers are offering sessions. Heather Alice Shea, who does amazing higher self and intuitive work. Katya Turner, also just an up-and-coming astonishment with intuitive work. And then, of course, Sian Chua. And Sian and I have been doing Dolores Cannon's method now for both of us for about 10 years. We were trained just about at the same time. I want to mention everyone's name briefly anyway.
Sure, yes, please do.
Stepped up to say that they would like to tell the public that they're offering sessions. So I'm just going to go down my list. Gladys Bermudez, she's a Florida gal. My really good friend, Elizabeth DeRocher, she's coming down from up the Northeast coast. She's coming down, a great woman. You've got to be in this woman's aura and light. She's a shaman, just an astonishing human being. I love her. I love you, Elizabeth. I love all of you, but special kiss to Elizabeth today. Todd Deviney, I don't know him. He's brand new. We have Allison Doherty, and she's pretty new quantum healer, but she's taken this horse by the reins and is running with it. We have May Fox, also known as Glenna May Fox. We have Natalie Frechette. We have Ara Marie Quezada, and Ara has a very big following in a very big way, very quickly. Some really interesting things going on with that gal. You should meet Ara while you're in town. There's David Rosen. There's Dagny St. John. I believe Dagny's coming from Maine. I haven't met him before. I want to say hello and a special welcome to Florida to Violetta Stoica. Violetta is a Romanian gal. I've known her for as long as I've done this work. She trained way back when I did, or maybe even before. She's just recently moved to America, to California, but she's getting on a plane to come be with us in Florida and to meet everybody. I can't wait to hug her and meet everybody else. We have Heather Stubbs, who's coming from, I believe, the Seattle area. We have Maria Vergara, another brand new practitioner, and possibly even more practitioners are going to be around. But for right now, those are the people who've committed to offer sessions to the public, and so I wanted to give them a mention.
I highly recommend Sion, and of course, Katya and Heather are doing various methods as well. But if you want a QHHT, we can start with Sion. As far she's been doing it as almost as long as you have, Candace. So, yeah, great practitioners, and everyone's going to have different pricing and different things that they do. So be sure and look them up and make your own choice. But you might want to get, if you're going with Heather, Katya, or Sion, you might want to book right away because they're going to be obviously very busy. Sion's going to be here 2 or 3 days before and 2 or 3 days after. So that gives you a really good window to book a session. We want to make sure everyone gets a session booked. If you would like to be added to the practitioner list, you can contact, would you like them to contact you or to send me an email?
Well, my list is that graphic. After that, I'm not sure how to do this.
Okay.
Possibly put it on your website, but you know, here's the thing. If you show up down there and you want a session, you're going to run into the person who's going to offer it to you anyway. We're all going to have name tags, and you know, just ask.
But that'll be like after the fact. Yeah. So if you want to pre-book before you come and have one before the conference, it's best to go ahead and book with one of these 15 people. That's a good point. Thank you. Absolutely. I do want to say that we're halfway sold out. So you really need to buy your ticket early. Someone asked if what if I can't come? There's a no refund policy. Obviously, there's a limited number of tickets, and it does cost us a lot of money to put these on. But you can transfer your ticket to someone else, or you can donate it and let one of us know, and we'll make sure that someone who really, really wants to come and can't afford a ticket will be able to use your ticket. So go ahead and purchase your ticket in advance before we're sold out, because I know we will. It always happens.
Yeah, these things sell out, and especially down there, and especially this time of year. You know, I want to mention this, though. People who've been to these kind of conferences before, this one's going to be special. And what I love, love, love about this is all of our speakers, really, they are huge and they are fresh. They haven't been walking this speaker circuit for years. They haven't been repeating the same old thing over and over again. These are the new up and coming movers and shakers in our community. And this is just going to, I mean, I just fireworks. I'm seeing fireworks come out of the top of that holiday and during these, during the speeches and during all of our events. I can't wait, Michelle.
I can't either. I did want to mention, if you want to come in a group if you have, you know, 2 or more people with you, you might check into the Airbnb.com site and rent a house or a condo while you're here that will accommodate your whole group. Also, if you go on Expedia, there are other hotels in the area if you don't choose to stay at the Holiday Inn. There's many hotels around the airport area. I can't recommend, you know, anyone in particular, but I know that my friend Katie Donnelly, who's coming, said that the Knights Inn has a pretty much one of the cheapest rates. If you're on a budget and you just want a bed to sleep in, the Knights Inn over there by the airport's close.
Super.
All right. What else did we need to cover? Greg has a question that he pulled off of Facebook from Holly. It says, are you planning any events in the Midwest? And the answer to that is no. I just came back from the Midwest. I had a Cosmic Awakening show live. I filmed in Detroit, and we had a great time, but I've already been to the Midwest, and I don't think that Candace is going to be scheduling anything there as well. This is where you need to come if you are interested in quantum healing and raising your vibration and advancing your consciousness and learning more about how to heal yourself and others.
That's true. I do want to mention, I get that question a lot. We had a small gathering of just practitioners, last year, actually, outside of Kansas City. And it wasn't a big event. It was kind of a breaking out of the old and into the new. But there's more people in the heartland who are asking this question. And the answer to any events coming up, not in the foreseeable future, but certainly on the horizon. But you know what? You need the people to help support it. And if you don't have the numbers, you can't cover the costs. And one of the reasons we're doing this in Sarasota is it's a destination location.
Yes.
And people love being down there, and that's for a reason. It's a great place to go. And so quite frankly, heck, I live in rural Kansas, so I love living here, and I would love to have an event here. We need a little more support, but I'm always hopeful that will happen, and that I can, or we can, or others can come in and help us create one to happen here in the heartland, because it's the heart.
Yeah, and I would consider another event in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex as well, somewhere in mid-2018. If someone wants to collaborate with us, and Candace, if you want to do another event next year, we could probably choose that area. People have been asking me about coming to the West Coast, and I think the West Coast has really just been saturated with so many conferences. It's a possibility. It's a long way from Florida to the West Coast. Yeah. And you have to charge a little bit more money to bring people in. The hotel prices are double to rent a conference room. And, we try to keep the prices as reasonable as possible. So I apologize to those of you on the West Coast and in the Midwest. It's a long way to fly to Florida. I realize that. But we have economically been able to gather all the speakers that we have and bring them there. And it will be a lot of fun to be close to the beach. So that's all that I can, offer for now. I'm being rooted in Sarasota with my City of Light project. I have had a huge download on how to manifest and gather people to bring the City of Light, Sarasota, into reality. And if you're going to be staying for longer than Sunday, you could come to the City of Light offices at the Cosmic Center of Spiritual Light. And we have a Monday night anchoring light meditation every week. Sharon Elizabeth has been anchoring the light every Monday night for 10 years nonstop as part of the work that she does here on the planet. So we'd like for you to join us there as well, and stop by the offices up at N5D at the center and visit. So I guess that's all I have today, Candace. What about you?
I think that's all I have today as well. We just wanted to kind of put it all together, the logistics, the wrap up, the schedule, and have it all in one place during this show, and to really talk about the opportunities that you might have to particularly meet up with a healer while you're there. So Michelle, thanks for spending part of your afternoon with me. And I guess that's all for today. I want to thank Greg Prescott once again. She's looking at him right now. That's him across the room.
Hey, Mr. Greg Prescott.
Yes.
Come here for a second.
Oh, I was just officially thanking him again. He's probably can't hear me.
Say hi to Candace. Just lean over and say hi to everybody. Here he is.
There's the man
Hi,
himself.
everyone.
There's the man himself. And we're just thanking Greg Prescott again for making this show possible. And woo, it's going to get me warm again. All right. So you take care, Michelle.
Thank you, Candace.
You're off to have a fun night tonight. Give my best to Greg, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Candace. Bye, everybody.
Everyone. Thanks.
Hope to see you there.
Okay, bye.
Bye.